This tickles my fancy. I'll Be Gone in the Dark, official trailer. Maybe a documentary, who knows? Maybe a show, but this looks real. Check this out.
We were awakened by a voice and a bright light. It was a real sense of evil in the house.
He made me tie up my husband.
He ordered her to put dishes on my back.
And say, if I hear these dishes fall down, I'm gonna kill your family.
Patton Oswalt sitting here with Michelle McNamara, my wife, who's the writer of one of the best written crime blogs. Michelle looked at it from the hopeful, putting puzzles together, trying to make sense of violence.
I was in search of a man who was attacking women and girls throughout Northern California.
And the great tragedy of this case to me is that it's not better known.
The Irvine Police Department investigating an apparent homicide.
He's called the Golden State Killer.
This case is huge.
Michelle would actually go to the crime scene and walk the case.
Geographic connections, DNA profiles, genealogy websites. The first time she called me, I thought, she knows her stuff. So I started telling her things about my investigation.
When these crimes began in the 70s, women didn't talk about sexual assault because they were often blamed.
Somehow, it always came back to being the woman's fault.
The story of the victims, it has to be told.
He had cased the place. He knew to lift the glass out of the back window.
I understood what it meant to have your skin crawl.
And I'm thinking, is this really happening?
I don't know how Michelle lived the horror of that day after day. She was writing a book and she was trying to solve a case.
After Michelle died, we had to finish her book.
I'll be gone in the dark. You threatened the victim once. One day soon, you'll hear footsteps coming up your front walk. The doorbell rings. Take one of your hyper gulping breaths. This is how it ends for you.
He's been called the original Night Stalker and the Golden State Killer. Today, it's our pleasure to call him Defendant.
My God, I was hoping somebody would have a documentary on this. This fucker, excuse my language, lived down the street from me. Like, he lived a couple of streets over from where I used to live, you know, because I do stay in Northern California. And when I found out where this dude lived, it was on the way to where I go to the gym at. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I never heard of this man because I was too young, but I remember my mom, my dad calling me. He lives by you. He got found by you. I remember him when I was living in California, and I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? He was like, yes. He was the reason why you had to really get bars on your windows. You know, you had to get that security door, because before that you didn't have it. A lot of houses didn't have security doors, you know, because he would just ring the doorbell and just force himself in, or he'll go through the back window and just come in, you know. So kudos to Michelle, knowing that, was this Pat Oswalt's wife? Did she pass away? And, you know, was it because of this? I want to know why she passed away. Like, I really hope they detail that, or help me out in the comments of, is she passed away? And it was like, we have to finish her book. That is, man. And even with Pat's face, it's kind of like, man, we have to finish her book. And I was like, wow. Because, you know, my wife is addicted to listening to crime stories. She listens to Sword and Scale podcast all the time. And just wanting to understand how serial killers and how killers and how just, you know, violence, how people commit violence, you know. And that's why I said I really cannot wait to watch this. So if you guys enjoyed my reaction to I'll Be Gone in the Dark, official trailer on HBO, subscribe to my channel, post a comment down below, and like the video. It's your boy, D Dyson. Peace.